What's going on, Skullbrains? Welcome to Skullbrain TV. It's time to get into the challenge for the Ancestral Trail issue number 16. But before we do, let's go over the challenge for book number 15, Narkum the Fly King. Did you spot Shumi and Shubi? They were here in one of their favourite spots on the inside cover of the Prophecy page. Now, how did you go with the amount of flies that was covering Richard's arm? If you guessed 83, you were correct. And congratulations to Kevin from the Ancestral Trail Facebook page for being the closest person to guess. He guessed 128. Not quite, but close. As for Morbane's Monsters and Magic Challenge, if you guessed Narkum was based on the Nomatotlis, you were correct. Alright, let's get into the challenge for book number 16, Kragmar, the Man of Stone. Look out for Shumi and Shubi. Also in this issue, Richard and the gang meet another guardian from the Ancestral Well. Spoiler alert. But somewhere in the pages you will spot his battle axe. See if you can spot it. As for Morbane's Monsters and Magic Challenge, listen to these two myths, and when you watch the next episode, try and guess which one Kragmar is based on. First up, we have David and Goliath from ancient Greece. On wit overcoming might. Sometimes the weak can vanquish the strong. The shepherd David was but a boy, but he defeated Goliath, a giant as strong as 12 men, and clad from his neck down in impenetrable armour. David was young but wise for his years. Intelligence shone brightly in his eyes, and kindness showed in his ready smile. A war had broken out in the country where David lived, and no one had dared confront the enemy's champion, Goliath. Eventually, David announced that he would take him on. At first, everyone laughed at the boy's audacity, but David would not give up. He insisted that he had killed many a large beast which had come worrying his sheep, and that killing the champion would be as nothing compared to such deeds. At length, he convinced his companions. David walked up to Goliath. The giant could barely believe his eyes when he saw such a small boy approach. Goliath burst out laughing at the thought. David pulled a sling out of his pocket and picked up a small round stone from the ground. Then he looked Goliath in the eye and aimed. Before Goliath realized what was happening, he was lying unconscious on the ground. David ran over to him, and with the giant's own dagger, he cut off Goliath's head. Thus had the wit of a boy defeated the might of a great champion. Next, we have a golem from Europe on a giant created by magic. He who is versed in magic can sometimes create for himself a servant such as the golem, a giant man made of clay. A learned practitioner of the occult once fashioned the golem. To bring it to life, he spelled out the word truth on its forehead in ancient script. The golem grew bigger with every day that went by. Soon it was so large that its creator decided to destroy it. He changed the word on the golem's forehead to dead, and the golem turned back into a pile of clay. The golem maker would fashion a fresh golem when it suited him, and destroy it when it became too cumbersome. One day a golem was struck by the idea that it was just a dumb creature being used as a slave. It became enraged. With its mighty fist it punched a hole into a house. Then it strode over to a bridge and smashed it. The golem was tearing a hole out of a roof when its maker appeared. He shouted at the creature to kneel. Despite its rage, the golem was still obedient. It did as it was told. Quickly its maker inscribed the word death onto its brow, and the creature turned to clay. Having learned his lesson, the golem maker vowed never to make another giant of clay. In the pinned comment below, you'll find a link where you can download the Monster and Magic cards for this episode, as well as a template for the folder that you can cut out, construct, and keep the cards in. Good luck with this challenge, and we'll see you in the next episode. So, until then, as always, stay tuned and stay skullbrained.